And also we are seeing some of the cranes and eagles, they have been staying here. Now I would like to show you some of the footages of these rare bird species. So in recent years, we could tell the environment has been improved in the Sanggan River. With the support of the government, now we have better ecological environment, and we have more and more rare bird species coming here to spend the winter. In the past 4 to 5 years, we have seen an increased number of the birds. I also capture a lot of moments and the pictures of these bird species. Can you show us some of the pictures? I will show you some videos on my phone. So when did you get it? Actually, I took this picture a few days ago. Now you could see many the white goose. In the past 2 days, we have very heavy snow in Shanxi province. And actually for the river, you could see it covers large areas. And this place have abundant wetland resources. And for some of the birds, they're actually hiding in this place. So what kind of devices you use to capture these birds? So I will have the long focus cameras. So for this one, it is for observation. I will use this telescope to observe these birds. So for this one, basically used for the observation. And today I didn't bring the lens, but we will use the long focus cameras to capture the moments of the birds. And for sometimes I will use the UAVs to capture some of the videos and the movement of the birds. But we have to keep a very safe distance with the birds. Otherwise, these birds will hide themselves from the weeds. Well, we will use a lot of the UAVs, and we have to make sure that for the birds, they are getting used to the noise of the UAVs. And also, we have different types of the focal length in order to capture the movements of the birds. And I can see a lot of the equipment you have laying out here to get the photos of the birds. So I will stay here for some time, and also I will use the UAVs to prepare for the shootings. And sometimes when I want to take a very good picture, I have to stay here for a few days. So just now you have been staying here for 1 hour. So at the beginning, I can see some of the egrets, and also I can see some of the black stork. But right now, these birds, they have moved to other places. How long you have been shooting and taking pictures for all of these birds? I've been doing this for about 5 to 6 years. In the past, I like portraits and also the landscape. And one day, I observed a lot of the birds. So I think maybe it is a good chance for me to take some pictures of the migratory birds. But for the Sanggan River, it is a great place for the birds to gather here. Now we are trying to get inside of the reeds. So just now we are seeing some of the egrets and also the black stork. And so for some of these birds, they are afraid of human beings. So once they observe people, for example, within 300 meters, and then they will try to move to other places. And just now we just saw a black stork. So for the black stork in the globe, we only have like 2,700 birds. And this is one of the national Class A protected animals. And in the Sanggan River, we found about like 30 black storks staying here. As for the breeding, where is doing these like breedings in the Sanggan River? Well, actually, they are doing these breedings like 50 kilometers away from this place. They would like to find a very distant place for the breedings. So what other birds you found in the Sanggan River? This place basically like black stork and the egrets. So even though the river has a very large size, but we only have like designated like places for the birds. And for example, we also see some of the great cranes staying here. Now you could see for the black stork, they're still like hiding themselves in the reed. So actually, before the live coverage, also one interesting story to share with you. So we try to set up our cameras inside of the brushes and the reeds, but once we set up those cameras, and then all of these birds flew away. And after we move away all of these devices, equipment, and also the birds will come back. And also they are quite sensitive to all of the outside environments. Maybe they can feel the danger and then they try to hide themselves and fly away. So they're not just animals, and they're very smart. In this place, maybe we can see more birds. So in the dam, can you see it? We have a egret. Are they coming in flock? It's hard to say. So for some time, if, for example, in the breeding seasons, we maybe have like thousands of egrets coming here. So in the Sanggan River, now you could see the environment and also the ecological environment has been significantly improved. In the past, we don't see many birds. Maybe decades ago, and people don't have this awareness to protect these birds, and also they will collect the eggs. But right now, you could see people have a better awareness to protect all of these species. And also many people are coming here to observe the birds. So when you try to take photos of these rare birds, do you have any tips for the other bird watchers? So maybe in early morning and after 4 p.m., you are able to observe some of the rare bird species. So what are all of these birds doing at noon? Well, basically they will hide themselves inside of the reed because they have to protect themselves from the danger. For example, right now it is very close to noon. For all of these birds, they would like to stay in the reed. And maybe they are more active in early morning and evening. So I believe you have taken a lot of photos of the birds. So what's next? So also I will try to make some videos and also to publish all of these works in the social media. I believe all of your work will help to improve people's awareness to protect the birds. And for some people, they feel like some quite amazed and impressed by some of these rare birds. And also with my work, I will also want to convey a message that is the harmony between the human and the nature. So alongside of the Sanggan River, and each day I will walk around to see if any birds are injured. I also try my best to save some of the lives of the birds. For example, I try to save some of the hoopoe swans and also some of the cranes. And after they recovered, and I will release them to the nature. But if they are heavily or severely injured, and then I try to keep them until they recovered. And also I saw two shell ducks here. In the past, we have a lot of the shell ducks gathered here, but now we are coming to the mating season, and now you could see they all come in couple. And in the sky, also you are seeing some of the egrets. And also these are also the shell ducks. How you tell the differences of these birds? Well, I've been taking photos for quite a long time. And this is one, another, the black stork. For example, for the stork, you could see they have very long legs and also very long beak. And also for the ducks and the hoopoe swans, they're actually staying in the river. So I can observe their gestures to tell the differences of these rare birds. As I can tell you already an expert of these bird species. So for the Sanggan River, I could see maybe this is a very good place for the habitat for the birds. So right now you could see the weather is getting warmer and also the ice has been melting, and later on we may have more migratory birds coming here. Maybe in 1 or 2 weeks, we will have more and more birds coming here. All right, this is our part in the Shanxi, and also we learn some of the knowledge from an expert of the bird watchers. And also we learn some skills to know how to observe the birds. And also we will try to show the harmony between the human and the nature. So that is my part in Shanxi. So let's turn to our colleagues. Dear viewers, welcome back. So right now we are coming to the Beipiao city of the Liaoning province. We are actually in the village of the Liaoning province. So in this place, it is a quite remote village in the Liaoning province. But in spring, actually, we are welcoming a lot of lovely rare birds and species. And actually, I just show you some of these species. So that is the hoopoe swan, which classified as the national Class B protected animals in China. So today we will visit this small village to show you more about this place. And also this place is considered as the hometown for the hoopoe swans. So right now we are seeing a river. This is the Daling River in the Liaoning province. So just now the ice has been melted, and also here on the surface of the water you could see this area is not quite big. And we don't have a lot of the rainfall. And also we are very clear for the water you could see on the river. On the far end, now can tell maybe we have 7 or 8 whooper swans. And this place, you could see they are trying to find some food. So this small village called Hong the village. And people will call this place Hong village. So for this village, start from November last year, we started to see some of the whooper swans coming from the northern part of China and come to this place. So they are the national class B protected animal, the whooper swan. And also we are glad to be joined by the Mr. Su and expert for the rare bird species in Liaoning province. So here we come here for the observation of the whooper swans, and also we will check their physical condition to see whether we have some injuries of the whooper swans. I heard that from the local people, they're saying for the whooper swans, they have closely attached to this small village. So start from 2014, it is the first time when the local villagers found a few whooper swans in this place. Maybe we have like 6 and 7 whooper swans there, and also we have 4 whooper swans staying here to spend the winter. But right now you could see the local environment has been improved, and the local people, they really love whooper swans. And also you could see we have abundant resources, and also we have abundant aquatic plants. And last year we have over 600 whooper swans staying here to spend the winter. So for the whooper swans, actually they like a cold weather as opposed to hot weather. So for these whooper swans, they're actually coming to the northern part of China to spend the winter. So in the traditional way, most of the swans would like to come to the southern part of China to spend the winter. But start from 2014, we started to spot some of the whooper swans to spend the winter. For example, last year we do see some of the swans, they're actually migrating from the southern part of China to the north to spend the winter. So for our village, it is a very important stop for the migration of the whooper swans. So start from February to now, we have over thousands of the whooper swans coming to this place to spend the winter. And in total, we have over 100,000 migratory birds returning to the north. And the whooper swans is one of these species. And also we are seeing some of the wild ducks, they're also coming to this place to spend the winter. So among these like 100,000 migratory birds, most of them are the wild goose and the ducks. So together with these ducks, now I can tell maybe we have about 100 whooper swans. According to our observations, start from winter last year to now at the peak time, we have about like 60,000 whooper swans staying here. And of course, every day we have some whooper swans coming in and out. But on average, each day we have like hundreds of the whooper swans staying here. This is the Daling River, and it is very close to the banks. For the whooper swans, each year they will come here and stay here for the winter, and they're very closely attached to this place, and also they are attracting a lot of visitors come to this place to appreciate all of these whooper swans. Now you could see a large group of people gathering here. They are very close to the whooper swans, maybe 5 to 6 meters away from the whooper swans. And also you could see this is a harmony between the human and the swans. So right now you could not just like touch the swans, but we are very close to all of these whooper swans. And for the local staff, they will come to this place from time to time to check the conditions of the whooper swans. Even though in the northeast part of China, for example, the Liaoning province, right now it's still very cold, but still we have a lot of swans scattered here. And the local government have emphasized the importance to develop the ecology here, and also they have planted a lot of trees, and also they improve the environment, and also to have more resources of the wetland. And also we can see in the Liaoning province, we also consider as the hub of the oxygen. And this is very favorable condition for the living of the rare bird species. If the oxygen level is very high, and you could see the weather and also the air is very clear, it is a very good place and for the habitat for the rare birds. Now you could see a great number of the whooper swans. And I can see for the local people and also the experts, they can tell the differences for the swans who are spending winter here and the birds that have been returned to this place. If you take a look at the color of the neck of the whooper swans, you could see the difference. If the color is yellow, so some of these ones, they're actually migrating from the south to the north. So for those who are very close to the human beings, like these people, they're spending these swans, they're actually spending the winter here. And it feels like the people and the swans, they're just like close friends. So in 3 days, we are officially entering into the springtime. So for the northeast, actually we are kicking off the spring, and also you are seeing the weather is getting warmer, and also we have a lot of the whooper swans. And some of them, they're staying here, and also they're trying to find the food in this Yinghe River. And now you could see this is a very beautiful scenery. And just now, Mr. Su told us in 2014, at that time in the home village, it is the first time for the local villagers to spot the whooper swans in their hometown. But after they came here for the first time, later on, they stay here for a longer time. But for this special village and the city, and the average temperature, it is about like 0 Celsius degree. It is not that cold. That's why the whooper swans want to come to this place to spend the winter. And if just take a look at the river, you could see for the flow of this water, it's not very fast. And also you are seeing that we don't see the ice on the water and the river. And also this creates a good condition for all of these whooper swans to find the food, to find the water plants in the river. As I just mentioned, for the flow of the water and the river is very fast, and it is not easily to be frozen on the river. So this is a good place for the whooper swans. So for the whooper swans, basically they're quite intelligent and smart, and they would like to stay in a group, stay in a family. So for the whooper swans, you could see from the appearance, it is very lovely, and people really love this kind of swans. And also, they are quite elegant. And also you could see for these hooper swans, they have very good responsibility for their family members. And also for their mating process is quite special. So for basically two swans, they would like to stay together forever. And also for the hooper swans, they are very strong in their determinations. And during the migration, you could see every year we are seeing a huge group of the hooper swans. They would like to come to the same place to spend the winter. So for these two, you could see for the neck and also the beak, it's a little bit yellow. For these migratory birds, these hooper swans, they are migrating from the south to the north. So this is the sound made from these hooper swans. Maybe it is high-pitched if you hear from the video, but it is quite pleasant to hear the sound of the hooper swans. So for the hooper swans, they would like to stay within one family, and in the family group, we have about like 5 to 8 hooper swans. For some of the adult hooper swans, they would like to protect the younger hooper swans. Can you tell the differences, especially for the age of the hooper swans? Maybe you can pay attention to the feathers and also the colors. So for some of the hooper swans, you can see for their colors is quite gray. So for some of these hooper swans, they are the younger generation of the hooper swan. And also in the home village, and especially for the Darling River, we are seeing a lot of the baby swans. And this also shows that we have more like hooper swans coming here, and also they are trying to breed the younger swans in this place. And based on our observation, we will collect over thousands of the samples to understand the conditions of the hooper swans. So in general, for the whole group, they're quite healthy. And of course, we have to do a lot of monitoring and the observation. And they're also using the red infrared cameras and the UAVs to check the conditions of the hooper swans to understand the conditions and situations of the migration birds. So we are seeing some of the hooper swans, they are taken off. You could see they fly very close to the river, but actually they can fly up to over 3,000 to 9,000 meters above the sea level. For the hooper swans, they are quite heavy. And also they have to take like a special reason to take off. So for the hooper swans, they are quite large in size, and also they need to take some preparation before they fly up to the sky. In the Chaoyang city of the Liaoning province, so for this place, we don't see a lot of rain in this place. But right now, you could see with the improvement of the ecology in the Chaoyang city of the Liaoning province. So right now in this region, now you could see the ecological environment have been improved. And also this place is very close to a desert. And also we need to plant a lot of trees to protect from the sandstorm. And because we have a lot of trees here, but still we need rainfall. So right now in the Chaoyang city, we could see we have some of the artificial intervention and to help to add more rainfalls to make sure that the trees can be planted and the ecology can be improved. And also this help to bring more the wetland resources to the local people. So that's why we are seeing so many Hooper swans would like to stay and reside in the Chaoyang city of the Liaoning province. In the past, we have done a lot of work for the afforestation, but still we don't have a lot of the rainfall. With the human intervention, and then we are seeing that we have more water resources, and then we have more like water plants, and all of these will attract more rare bird species. So if the environment is good, and then we could see for these birds, they would like to stay here. So for the Hooper swan, they are quite picky and sensitive to the local environment. As we always talk about, for the swans, they will not stay or reside in a very poor place. So if you could see for some of the environment have been improved, and then for the swans, they would like to stay here for a longer time. When I look at all of these Hooper swans closely, you could see the beak, it is quite yellow. And also you could see this one, it is an adult Hooper swan. But if we have a young Hooper swan, you could see for the yellow part is smaller. So if you want to tell the differences of different Hooper swans, the simple way is to look at the differences of the color. And also this one, these are not like Hooper swans, these are the white goose. And if you compare these two birds, you could see the length of the neck is different. And also if you look at the color of the beak and also the feet is quite different. For the Hooper swan, the color of the leg, the feet is pure black. But for the locally raised wild goose, the feet color is in yellow. So just in a glimpse, it's very similar, but if we look closer, there's a lot of differences for the Hooper swans as opposed to the wild goose. Now we are seeing for these 5 Hooper swans, they are coming here in a group, in a family. So what is the pattern for their behaviors? For example, for their movements in the morning and the evening. In the evening, they will come to the bank. But in the daytime, they would like to stay in the deep water areas. And also for the Hooper swans, they also have some of the swans, they want to monitor the situation to make sure that they can stay safe. So thank you very much for Mr. Su's introduction to talk about the migration of the Hooper swan. Actually, 10 years ago, at the beginning, we only see less than 10 Hooper swans, but right now we have hundreds and even thousands of the Hooper swans. And this also shows that the ecological environment have been improved in the local place. And as the temperature gets high, and also for the Hooper swans, they will continue to move north. And in the end, they will go to the Siberia to complete the breeding season. And we are looking forward to seeing all of these Hooper swans next year, the same time, to see all of these swans. Thank you very much. So this is the situation in the Beipiao city in Liaoning province. Now I would like to turn to my colleagues in another place. Dear viewers, good morning. Welcome back. My name is Zhou Yu. So right now I'm in Xinjiang, the Manus National Wetland Park. So right now you could see a large group of the Hooper swans staying here. The reason why they are coming here is because for this place, it's a very good place for the migration, and also this considered as a place as a habitat for the birds. So for some of these birds, they will try to stay here for a few days. So in this place, we also see different types of the rare birds. For example, we also have the cormorants and also the white goose coming here to find food and take a rest. And also we are glad to be joined by the special guest, Mr. Zhang. Good morning, everyone. So I'm the person in charge for the Manus National Wetland Park. So for this National Wetland Park, we are at a very important stop for the migration of the rare birds. And also we have over like 30,000 mood of the water areas, and also we have the water reservoir, and also a large size of the wetland spaces. So in the wetland spaces, we have the Hooper swans, we have the cormorants, the white goose, and also we have the great cranes staying here. We are talking about that we are actually stationed in a special route for the migration. Can you tell us more about this migration route? So for the migratory birds, they have 8 routes for the migration. For number 3 to number 5, especially route number 3 of the migration, will go past by the Manus National Wetland Park. So for this route, it will lead to the West Asia and also the West Africa. So now you could see this route cover a very large size of places. So why these birds try to spot the wetland park here? Can you tell us more about the Manus National Wetland Park? So first of all, let's take a look at the location. So for the south, we have the Tianshan Mountain, and on the north part, we have the desert. So as you could see, for the mountains and also the desert, they are not very good in the environment. But for our wetland park, we're actually located in the wetland area. We have abundant resources, and it can make sure that we can provide a good condition for the birds. So for the migratory birds, they can find food here, and also they can stay here for breeding. Yes, indeed, on the north we have the desert, in the south we have the mountains. So for this place, yes, indeed, it is a transportation hub for the migration. I just walk around this wetland park. I can tell we have a lot of the Hooper swans here, but in the other areas, and also see a lot of the cormorants there also trying to build the nest in the wetland park. So I can see maybe these places have been divided into different places for the different rare birds. Can you tell us more about the distribution of these rare birds? So first, I would like to show you a map. So this is the core area. So in this area, we have the Hooper swans, we have the cormorants, and also we have the gray crane. So for example, for the Hooper swans, they love large size of the water areas. So for the vast areas, this will help them to take off. Because as we just mentioned that for all of these Hooper swans, they're quite large in size. So it takes some spaces for them to take off. And also for the cormorants, they want to stay beside with the trees. Because for some of the cormorants, they would like to stay alongside by the trees to take a rest. And also for the gulls, they would like to build their nest very close to the bank. And after the breedings, they also try to take their babies out and also to do some exercise along the bank. So actually, for all of these different migratory birds, they are living in different places. And also we have our local staff. They also checking the conditions and also to take some notes of these migratory birds. So right now in the park we have 130 Hooper swans here. So this is the migration season. So in the wetland park, 90% of the Hooper swans they already are returning to the north. We have only a few Hooper swans here. So each day we will try to take a record, take a note of the number of the bird species, and also we will try to feed the Hooper swans. Now you can see we are staff are trying to provide some food for the Hooper swans. So we have some like local staff there taken notes of these birds, and also we also have some staff like taking care of some of these birds. So for the local government, they have done a lot of work to protect all of these rare birds. Can you tell us more about the conservation work? Since the establishment of the wetland park, so for the local government has invested over 200 million yuan to build and improve the ecological condition and the environment of the wetland park. We have to make sure that we have abundant water resources to feed the birds. And also we have set up like special days and to improve the awareness of the local people to protect the ecology of the wetland park. So in recent years, now you could see for the wetland park, the wetland rate has been increased by 5%. And also we are seeing a lot of the water source replenishment have been done in the past few years. And any changes of the number of the Hooper swans? So in 2014, now you could see we have very rare in the plants, but right now we have 250 species of the plants in Xinjiang. And also for the number of species of the animals, we have 310 species. And among this number, we have 275 species of the rare birds in Xinjiang Manus National Wetland Park. So right now, we could see for the Hooper swans, they like to stay in the wetland park to spend the winter. And also for some of the Hooper swans, they also completing the breeding in this place. Yes, now you could see we have a family of the Hooper swans staying here. Thank you very much for your introduction. And just now we have a walk around for this wetland park. And also in the pressure pole, we are seeing a lot of the nests here. So for the local breed companies, they're also doing a lot of the charity work here. And also we are joined by local people from the power plant station here, Mr. Zheng, to tell us more about the conservation work in the wetland park. Good morning, and this year for the Manus National Wetland Park, we have done a lot of monitoring work, and also we found that we have a lot of rare birds in this wetland park. So based on the conditions and also the features of the migratory birds, now you could see we have made a lot of renovation of this place. And also we are trying to build some of the artificial nests to accommodate all of these rare bird species. And this year, we planned to build like 12 nests in the telegraph pole in this place for the birds. So except for this artificial nest, what other work you have been done? Start from 2018. And also we have transferred a lot of the power lines for the telegraph pole. As we have so many poles here, so for some of the rare birds, they may bump into some of the poles, and this will cause the injuries of the rare birds and also will also cause some of the power outage. So we have done a lot of upgrades of the telegraph poles and remove some of the telegraph poles. And we are also making good use of some of the special theme days to make sure that we can make our contribution for the conservation for the rare bird species. Thank you very much for your introduction. So in the past few years, we could see we have different social forces. They have done a lot of work and contribution for the conservation work for the Manas National Wetland Park and also to improve the ecological environment in this local place. So in 1 week time for the Hooper swans, they will fly to the Russia and even northern part of the world. And in late March and early May, still we will have more birds coming here. For example, the Hooper swans, the comrades, white goose and the gulls, they will come here also. They will come here to spend around the breeding season. And also we have a lot of people coming here to observe the birds. So that's my part. Thank you very much. See you next time.